With my base template complete, I can now use it to route out the shape of my base material. I begin by centering the base template on my island, and then I fasten it to the island with screws. In a lot of ways, routing the base material defines the final shape of your board, so I want to get it just right. I want to be sure that this base template doesn't shift around while I'm using a trim router to route out my PTEX base. Next, I place my base material on the template, and I use, in this case, water jugs for weight to keep it down since it's a little wavy. You don't have to use water jugs, of course, you can use whatever you've got handy. And then I also use spring clamps to stretch it out and just ensure that my base material is as flat as possible on the base. That way I can route it out and not have any imperfections that are the result of wavy base material. Because I need to clamp my base material in place, I'm going to be moving the clamps around as I route. So my intention is to essentially be routing sections at a time and then rearranging the clamps as necessary until I make my way all around the template. To route the base material, I use a straight cut router bit with a bearing on the bottom, and that bottom mounted bearing runs along the template as the blade cuts the material. Be sure the depth is set so that the router bit is only cutting the material and the bearing is consistently running along the base template. As you route your base material, be sure that your trim router is perfectly vertical. If you tilt a little to one way or another, you can not only ruin your base, but you could potentially ruin your template as well. So be very careful and patient as you route your base material. As I shift my clamps around, I'm taking extra special care to ensure that my base material is staying flat on my base routing template. You might have noticed that my base material has a graphic on it. It says Board Crafter, and I actually ordered it that way from Action Sports Technology Inc. You can visit their website at customshop.com. They've got a lot of snowboard building material, including printed bases and top sheets, as well as non-printed bases and top sheets, along with all the other materials that you'll see throughout these videos for building a snowboard. Some are also available on boardcrafter.com, so be sure to look at both resources. After you round out your cutting, and before you remove your clamps, take a moment to inspect the base material and ensure that you cut accurately along the base template. Once you determine that you have, it's okay to remove the clamps, and then you can go ahead and move on to the next step, which is attaching the steel edges to the base material.